Mm. Here we go once more. Here we go again. Man, oh man, oh man. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome, or should I say good evening, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM and the YouTube channel and Facebook Live. I am your host, Melodious, aka Coverboy, the modern Marvel, also known as the Madman Harry LaBrea, and we are going to get into topic at hand about Tim Drake, aka Robin, the third Robin in DC Comics, turning him bisexual. Now, why? I want to know why. It's just, I don't understand how, making existing characters who never was in that aspect and you turn them that way when you have existing characters already who are already in the forefront of being bi or gay or anything like that, or who already exists, and you don't do nothing with them, but you want to use existing characters who you want to use popular characters and turn them either black or gay or anything like that. Or instead of using existing characters or using or creating new characters and actually doing something with them. It falls into just lazy writing. Lazy writing and using either personal politics or whatever, and it's sad. It's sad to me because they don't do anything with the existing characters, but they're quick on the draw to use other using existing IPs, and instead of just trying to reinvent the wheel rather than just creating something or using the existing properties already. And it's not like it's not that I'm homophobic or anything like that or anything. No, shit. I mean, one of my favorite singers is Freddie Mercury. One of my favorite characters in comic books in general is freaking Apollo and Midnighter from The Authority, and they were a gay couple. And so that's no excuse right there. So don't get it twisted. But like when you have existing characters like North Star, who was like one of the first comic book characters to ever come out, and they don't see any kind of limelight or any time of day, I find that to be it's annoying as hell, because it's like they don't do nothing with the existing characters who are gay or who are like black superheroes, but they want to create black Clark Kent. Like, for what the fuck for? Like, I don't need a black Superman. I got Icon. Yet, okay, now we got Robin. Well, the third Robin, I might add, because it's not Dick Grayson. It's not Jason Todd. It's not even Batman's son, but they're doing, they turn Tim Drake bisexual. Like, he doesn't have a complicated life being a superhero alone? Like, okay, I mean, if you say so. But my whole thing with that is, like, why even go through that whole stigma, or why go through that whole spiel of doing that to a certain character? Like, they're only doing this to characters who already exist, who are already popular, and instead of creating a character creating a character and having them go through the forefront of, like, going through the trials and tribulations like all these characters have, like Robin, like Batman, like Superman. And keep in mind, most of these characters were recreated before social media was even a thing, and instead of just going through the whole forefront of, the drama behind it, they don't want to work on anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't, the lazy writing. Lazy writing, people just don't want to try to create anything. And this is what I was talking about in my last my last segment that I did in my mind segment, to where you know, they have, like, this is the issues that's going on with, like, with film. And, like, you know, one of the issues is that, you know, lazy writing. And, you know, you got people writing stories who don't care about the characters in general, and they just do all willy-nilly whatever they want with it, you know. And it's like, and considering the fact that I've read Batman enough to where, like, Tim Drake never came off anywhere, nowhere, shape, or form. Like, he was in plenty of relationships to where most of them were females. And don't get me wrong, look, you want to do that with characters, I'm saying it like this: tokenizing characters is starting to get a little too far-fetched, and now you're starting to do it in comic books, and you're starting to do it in cartoons and comic books, and it's starting to get a little annoying. Like, and I agree, and it's starting to get a little too far. Anybody who's I'm also doing this on Facebook, so I'm starting to see people's comments and everything as well. So if anybody wants to leave a comment, like, it's starting to get too much. And honestly, it's starting to get a little too out of hand. Honestly, I feel like it's lazy writing. It's lazy writing. If you want to make a gay character, I'm all for it. Make your new characters. Let them go through the trenches like Superman and Batman did. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with that. Like I said, there's plenty of characters who are in DC and in Marvel who are gay and everything, and they don't do nothing with them yet, but they want to change existing characters. Why? What for? I want to know why. Is it because people are being lazy? They're being lazy with it. And honestly, it's just like, it's a little out of hand. Like, why even go through, like, what's next? You make Superman gay? Supergirl gay? Okay. Well, they never had that go on with them from this point. Why do it now? You know, I mean, like I said, if you want to, like when I brought up the whole thing with them trying to do a black Superman movie, but instead of, like, you have 3 different versions of Superman who are black, like Val Zod, Calvin Ellis. If you want to redo Steel with John Henry Irons, you can actually do that. But then also you have existing characters like Icon who exist that, you know, who are similar to Superman, but they don't do nothing with them. That's tokenization. You're tokenizing characters just to fit a standard rather than creating something and doing it. But then that's my issue with media nowadays. It's like, okay, but then now they're going way too far. Like, we didn't see it not work when freaking Human Torch was Michael B. Jordan was Human Torch. I mean, let's keep it 100. You know, obviously that didn't work, and that gave him some kind of backlash right before and he was looking, his situation was looking kind of bleak before he did Killmonger. You know, we were all like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? But this is the issue I have when you change people's gender, you change existing characters' gender, you change existing characters' sexuality and everything, and they never came across that ever until now. Because you're getting writers and people who don't care I mean, I'm pretty sure none of these people who are writing the source material or anything has never even picked up one of these comic books and actually read any of them. And that's the problem that I'm having with everything that's going on. Like, you're getting screenwriters and writers who don't even care about any of these stories or the existing source material. Just like what they did with Iceman. They made Iceman gay. Why? I've read X-Men all the way up, and I've never seen or heard Iceman even remotely coming off of anything about him being gay. But what are you doing when you undermine characters who came out as gay in the books, though, or in cartoons or anything like that? You undermine them. You undermine North Star, who I might add, North Star was the first official Marvel comic book character to actually come out as gay. And what have you done with him? What have you done with North Star? And he's on the X-Men now. I think he's dead because Wolverine killed him, but I think that shouldn't be a problem bringing somebody back from the dead. I mean, heck, you did that with Barry Allen and freaking Jason Todd, so I think that's an easy fix. I don't even know how many times they brought Jean Grey back from the dead. But I mean, they're doing too much, and honestly, it's got to stop. I mean, oh God, it's like, this is why I like reading old stuff and watching old stuff, because they don't fuck it up. They don't fuck it up. Like, and it's like, this is stuff I love. This is stuff that I geeked about for years. And the first thing you want to do is bring people in who don't give a shit about comic books or the comic book movies or anything. And then you just bastardize everything. You let them just run rampant and ruining characters. And like I said, it's not even the fact because I'm it's not even the fact that, I'm homophobic. No, I'm not. All right. I got homies and homegirls who are gay, and I love them. All right. So don't even, like I said, don't even go there with me with that bullshit, because it's like, look, my whole thing is I'm all about source material. And don't even give me no bullshit ass excuse about, oh, well, this character, nobody knows about this character. So, if they don't know it, why are you changing shit? And let them be introduced to the people who never seen a comic book or seen a comic book movie. You got to do tweaks and changes to shit? No, stop. Why? Why? What for? Just keep it the way it is. If you want brand new characters and existing characters, just like, why go through the whole change? Why do that? Like with Harley Quinn, you make her bisexual. Well, okay, why? Never came off as bisexual. She dated Superman. She's a freak, I guess, but I mean, okay. It's weird. Like, and it's sensationalizing certain shit. It's just like, I don't know. It's weird to me. And it's not even weird. It's just the fact that, like, you're just being lazy. Like, you're being lazy, and it's lazy writing in its purest form. But nobody does anything about it. I mean, everybody is just, oh, you gotta be woke, and it's about being woke. And like, dude, I could be woke. I don't need to see the shit in fucking cartoons and fucking comic books. And if you want to do it to existing characters, create your own damn characters. Create your own damn comic books. It's just like the whole shit that I was talking about with He-Man. Like, you don't care about He-Man, so you kill him off and you make Teela the main focus of Masters of the Universe, and you clearly lie about it, and it's mainly the Teela show. Nothing's wrong with that. I love strong characters and whatnot. Nothing's wrong. I get it. But you're tokenizing certain things. Like, oh, we're going to make this character who was never black in anything from the toys or the existing stuff, but you turn a character black or you turn her gay or you do stuff like that. Why? What for? You're just destroying what was already created in the beginning, and all you're doing is just downplaying it, and you're just gonna do something off of because you had a property that's popular, and instead of doing something with that property, or you just want to make it, oh, we'll just make this character do this, or we'll make Clark Kent black. But they're not going to do that now. They're going to... Michael B. Jordan's trying to work with the Superman Val Zod version of Superman. And it's supposed to be non-canon to everything that's going on. But like Iris West in Flash. Like, or like even Invincible. They made Amber from Invincible black, but in the cartoon she's white. I mean, in the comic book she's white, but then how she is how they wrote her in the show is different from how she is in the comic book. Like, they made her toxic in the show, but in the comic book she's all understanding. So it's like she's a completely different character. Why don't you just make her a completely different character? But they're only doing this with but then eventually it's been going on too much to where it just doesn't make any sense anymore. Why? What's next? You're gonna make Black Panther white? And I'm probably that might happen for some strange reason. I feel that's gonna... It's starting to get a little too far in. Like, even with the Eternals movie, they've changed, gender swapped certain characters, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, what for, man? I'm like, and this is why I'm kind of like shying away from like certain things. I mean, I'm like, it's just getting too much, and it's getting a little too out of hand now. And it's all about lazy writing. You getting writers and screenwriters who are supposed to be woke and don't care about what everybody's going through. And it's just like, nah, this has got to stop. It's got to stop. I don't like it. And like, you're ruining my childhood. Like, because this is not what I remember. Most of like comic books and so like and other stuff that I've always looked at, you know. And I might as well just sit here and just keep reading all my other stuff that I've been doing. Like, just read all my old shit, because at least I enjoyed it. Wow. Just fucking wow. I'm like, oh, the hits just keep on coming. And this is what I said on my other podcast, to where it's like, you know, I gotta like in garbage, good shit and bad shit, and talk about certain things. And it's not like I want to talk about bad, downright stupid. Like, if you really want to create a character who is black, Hispanic, gay, lesbian, anything, create new fucking characters. Just like what they did with Miss America. Okay, Miss America in Marvel, she's lesbian. She's a dope character. Cool, keep it that way. I don't understand. I don't understand why people do certain things about like and allows stuff like that. I mean, you're sitting in a group of like probably 10 to 20 people in a room, and they probably sit here and be like, oh, let's do this with this character, or let's make this person black. Yeah, this will work out, and it'll bring in a certain. All it is just some paper chase. That's all it is. Bringing in a demographic, but instead of creating a new character, let's try to create an existing character so we could pull in that demographic. And it's all about the damn money, and it's all about they don't care. They don't care about it, so that's why they get all these characters who don't care about. They get these screenwriters and writers who don't care about the source material in general. Hell, they even got writers who don't even care about wrestling, yet they got they're not a fan of wrestling, but they're writers for wrestling. Crazy shit, right? Crazy shit. And honestly, it's fucking weird. Like, you don't get the people who actually cares. You don't get people who write, like, who cares about these characters. And like, oh my God. Robin is bisexual. Why is he bisexual? I don't understand that. Just why? It's just damn near silly. I don't understand why. Sorry about that. I don't understand why it's like you do that to existing IPs. Existing IPs, I might add. But they do nothing else with the ones that do exist. And like I said, there's cats like Midnighter. There's Midnighter and freaking Apollo from DC, and they already existed in media and like a power couple who are gay. And I'm like, dude, that's dope as hell. I love the Authority comic books. Even I don't think they're doing anything with it right now. But they reinvented the wheel. And I'm like, I mean, they didn't reinvent the wheel. They didn't have to make, Batman and Superman gay. No. They already got Apollo and Midnighter, which is dope as hell. And I like that shit. That was actually cool. That was one of my favorite Image comic books for a while, Wildstorm. And then I think Wildstorm, since Jim Lee is now a part of DC, he brought all the Wildstorm properties over to DC, and now there you go. Sarah Rainmaker, I think she was bisexual in Gen 13. There's a lot of characters that they just don't do nothing with. But you want to do something with existing characters who ain't never set foot in that realm. That's ridiculous to me. That's ridiculous. Like, I don't need a black Doctor Strange. I got Brother Voodoo. Like, why are you trying to... Oh, my gosh. It's sad. It really is, man. And, yeah. Well, if anybody wants to comment any more about anything, more power to you, because I want to hear what anybody has to say. Because honestly, I'm trying to figure out where and why all this is going down. Because I swear to God, if I was in anything like that, I'm just gonna start writing my own fucking comic books again, man. Like, for real. And just see how it goes. Because honestly, it's like we got characters who already exist, y'all, and y'all don't do shit with them. but you want to tokenize existing characters. Why? Just why? I want to know why. Leave a comment in the section. Like, for real, for real. Whoo, man, I'm going to get off the hook. But this is the Face for Radio segment on Late for the Party on Anchor FM and Facebook Live and YouTube. Oh, gosh. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and support you guys. Oh, my God. This is just fucking weird. Oh, my God. Okay. But, like I said, also check out all the cool merch. All the cool Late for the Party and Face for Radio merch on teespring.com. Oh, man. You know what? No. Hit me up, please. So, like, I'm not going to disappear just yet. I want to see some comments pop up before I get off the hook. And, like, please bring it up. I know my Aunt Diane did that, posted on some stuff. And I do agree. It's starting to get a little too much. It's starting to get a little too out of hand when it comes down to like characters and whatnot in media. And like this is like a comic book and cartoon. Like, come on. Like, what for? What is the sole purpose of doing that to Robin? I mean, we all made jokes about Robin and Batman back in the day, but now it's kind of like, wow, they're really making it like a thing now. Like, okay, like how many Robins we got? We got like 4 or 5 Robins. Let's make one of them bisexual. Let's make his son bisexual. His adopted son bisexual. Wow. Just fucking Tim Drake. And I love Tim Drake too. He's one of my, actually Tim Drake was actually one of my favorite Robins, and he still is. But it's just like somebody said Crypto the Super Dog is the next to be gay. Oh my God. It's just lazy writing. Come on, man. It's lazy writing. And the sad part is, it's like I said, I'm all for gay superheroes and gay characters and everything. Nothing's wrong with that. I swear to God, nothing's wrong with that. But the only problem is they're not doing anything with the existing characters. But they're using existing characters who ain't even in that realm. Make a character, make a Midnight or an Apollo story or something. I thought they had one. They're just ruining. They're ruining comic books. They're ruining everything. And they're getting writers and screenwriters who don't care about the IPs or anything or the source material, and they're just doing anything all willy-nilly, whatever the fuck they want with it. That's why most of this stuff is suffering right now. It's suffering down to the letter. And it's like, what are they doing with it? I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like, doesn't make any sense anymore. And I mean, it's sad because it's just laziness on in Marvel and DC. That's why all these freaking that's why all the mangas are actually whooping their ass in the graphic novel department right now. In the top 20, Marvel and DC is nowhere in that category. You know, you're getting opted outed by all the mangas in Japan. I'm starting to read mangas now. My Hero Academia is off the hook, bruh, so make no mistake. Like, I'm loving that shit. And I'm not even going to flip that they turned Manada they kind of low-key made Manada from bisexual in freaking My Hero Academia. But you know what? I could respect that though, because he kind of comes off in some kinds of ways where he could be, but not fucking Robin, not fucking Tim Drake, or freaking Iceman. Oh, man. You're right. Just Favor, you're right. Ruined. It's ruined. Oh my gosh, man. My God. It's just, I mean, this is why I talk about with tokenizing characters or woke and oh my God, it's starting to, like, it sucks because I have to see this all the time on Instagram and Facebook, and now I'm starting to see it in freaking cartoons, y'all. Seriously. like if you've seen my podcast about Masters of the Universe, and like, oh God, and it's just you're why reinvent the wheel if you got a predominantly white character superhero? Just create new fucking characters, or use existing characters and actually give them roles and parts and stuff. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why do that? Whoo, man. This is going to be a long ass segment, man. Like, C Street, hit me up in the comments so we can, C Street, we'll hit me, DM me on, DM me and see what we can do about a collab. Let's see what we could talk about. Exactly, Tim Drake. Like, Tim Drake is probably one of the best Robins, hands down, too. Like, I actually like Tim Drake over Dick Grayson Robin. And, like, what? Like, one of the best Robins, I might add. Probably one of the top Robins. Like, I'd rather him been Robin than freaking Damian Wayne. And they bastardized. Oh my God, why? And then it was like, okay, we're exploring his sexuality. I don't get it. Tim fucking Drake, man. What the serious fuck? Tim fucking Drake. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Tell me why. Why? Just why? Ugh. But this is the problem. This is why, to me, the comic book industry is suffering. Comic book movies are suffering. All of it's suffering. Shit, next thing you know, video games is going to be suffering. Well, damn near, this kind of started in some degree. Oh, and what about that whole Starfire shit that's going on, too? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I was like, oh, there's some shit I haven't been treading because, like, I'm like, oh, no, stop. Just stop. This is why I like reading old shit, because it was good. It was good. You had good stories. Fucking Robin bisexual. Like, Tim Drake bisexual. What the fuck for? Why, y'all? They gotta stop getting writers who don't give a shit about the characters. They gotta stop. But Marvel and DC has been suffering through this whole conscious woke shit. Been they did it with the New Warriors. Obviously, they didn't give enough time for these characters to actually give a shit about. And Snowflake and a safe space and Snowflake are non-binary, and they just kind of just threw them at us, and they expected us to really give a shit when they haven't even they haven't even did anything to really get any kind of tread. Exactly, and I agree. I agree with that. I agree. There's always shout out to everybody who's on here right now. Just Favor, C Street, Chansky. I'm saying that right. Can. What's up, y'all? I don't want to screw up anybody's name. It's hard to read off people's freaking whatchamacallits. But I agree with you, man. There's always a place to make new characters, but they want to destroy old ones. You're right. And honestly, it's lazy fucking writing. Lazy writers, lazy screenwriters, all of that stuff. I don't understand why they don't do nothing with it. I don't get it. I don't understand. But I don't know. Maybe because it's all about that money. They're trying to pull in that demographic. But instead of just doing it the old-fashioned way, like how Superman and Batman and Spider-Man, everybody had to make that transition in life to where they got popular because of word of mouth and mugs actually cared about their stories. They just, we'll just use existing characters and just make it that way. Lazy bullshit. And they're destroying everything that I was geeking about as a kid, or that kept my ass out of trouble. Don't make no goddamn sense. And all they're doing is just making it harder and worse. Worse and worse and worse. And this is why I feel like my last segment that I was talking about, that films and comic book films are in danger because all they're doing is just, they got lazy writing, and it's not even because of just the pandemic or anything else that's suffering in the box office. It's because also the writing in general. The writing, you got like I said, you got screenwriters who never probably picked up a comic book, who never cared about a comic book, but you're allowing them to write these stories and creating let's just make this person gay, or let's turn this person black, and we'll just do this and that and the third. The funny thing is, the characters who were created out of the Jim Coulsons or the John Diggles, they never touched a day of comic books, but now they're created in the shows. That makes sense. John Diggle in the Arrow series never touched a comic, was never introduced into comic books, just like Jim Coulson, but then all of a sudden he got popular. Why couldn't they did that with Iris West? Why they couldn't have did that with anybody else? But they're using existing characters though, and turning them black or turning them gay, or or just like what they did with White Canary, right? They didn't do anything with Dinah in the Arrow series. So, and then they turned her into White Canary, and she's bisexual, I believe. Yes. Okay, that's cool. That's an existing character. Keep it rolling. Jesus Christ, man, what the serious hell? And I'm not even going to talk about the Flash movie and Supergirl. What is... Little Mermaid being black? Why? Don't we have the Princess and the Frog? Do something with that. You're just ruining everything. You're ruining the problem is, I think this is it, and I'm gonna call it what it is right here. For all the people who were nerds are now taking over, who took over, and now that's how we got most of all the stuff that we've never got the chance to see, like, comic book heroes and all that stuff being in the forefront. Now it's the woke crowd now. The quote unquote subconscious people. The folks who, now it's the gay community, the LGBTQ community. Now it's their time, and now it's their time. Now it's the nerds. The nerd time is the nerd transition is now starting to be over with. The nerds finally got their time to shine. We had our good solid decade of like MCU films, and now it's starting to make that transition into the LGBTQ community. Now we're starting to see that now. Because in the early 90s, yeah, you never saw people wearing like, I can tell you, I was wearing comic book t-shirts when that shit wasn't even fashionable. People were hating on me, all of that shit in high school. Now you got supermodels wearing fucking Incredible Hulk t-shirts, never even read a goddamn comic book. But the reason why is because the MCU got back. Everything from the comic books got fashionable. If it wasn't for Blade, remember that too. Blade made it possible for most of these cats right now to even be doing comic book movies severely like that. If it wasn't for Blade, a black vampire that actually do some shit. Remember that. We wouldn't have the MCU, and we wouldn't have all these X-Men and Spider-Man movies like the way we do now if it wasn't for Blade. So you gotta give it some hands down on that shit. But they're doing so weird shit, and they're doing too much. I think it's starting to get a little too much. Seriously. I'm at my wit's end about this stuff, and it's just, and all because of tokenization, man. Go back on my podcast and see what I was talking about. And you see it all the time now. I don't get it. Why? If I'm all about source material. If you ain't read a comic book before or anything like that, and you're being introduced to these characters, and it's like, oh, I'm a gay person, but I don't like, or people say that I'm a gay person, I don't have a gay superhero. There are gay superheroes. They just don't get popular. They just don't get sensationalized like the current ones. Maybe because nobody tried to work with them. But they want to turn an existing character gay or bi or black. Existing characters, characters who never were in that mold, but now there are existing characters. Like, there are gay superheroes, there are black superheroes, but nobody touches them. Nobody thinks, because they're not popular enough, and they don't want to take a chance on them. That's why you got to give props to cats like James Gunn. Because at least nobody understood who the Guardians of the Galaxy was. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was. Nobody gave a shit about Rocket Raccoon or Groot in the comic books. But he gave them a chance. And it worked. Worked out like gangbusters. Like the Suicide Squad film. Nobody gave a shit about Polka Dot Man. Nobody know who Polka Dot Man is, but I give props to James Gunn for actually bringing them out in the forefront. Real talk. And people like James Gunn, Guillermo del Toro, you know, cats who actually held on to the source material and actually ran with it should follow suit. And that's how I feel. Wow, 45 fucking minutes. All right, you guys. I'm going to get off the hook. Like I said, I give props to everybody who showed up on the YouTube. Shankani, Just Favor, C Street. You know, thanks for hitting up on the comments and everything else. Also on the Facebook, everybody who showed up. Auntie, thanks for showing up. Susan, freaking my sis Jasmine, Miss Maria, thanks for showing up. And Sal, thanks for showing up too. Like I said, you guys, this is the Face for Radio on Late for the Party on Anchor FM and Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So please like, comment, share, subscribe to the podcast. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a friend, tell a foe, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Also hit up the teespring.com, hit up on teespring.com on the Late for the Party store where you can get the Face for Radio merch and the Late for the Party merch. And I will hit you up, you guys, on the next segment. So, as always, the truth can be adjusted, but facts can tell no lies.